if you look at those sets of threes and then you start to chart that shit out, you can start to pattern dudes. You don't have to do that for every pitcher you hit against, but you start to understand like, oh, wow, such and such high school, their varsity team, since this guy's been their pitching coach, this is their sequence overall. Because guys do that, because humans are humans, right? It's just, well, humans like patterns, we like straight lines, we're really organized, but at the same time, we're not, right? But anyways, I feel like guys aren't looking at the game in these small chunks, because again, they're looking at it like an elephant instead of how do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time, right? Because they're looking at it like this whole thing. It's like, oh my God. It's like, no. Look at the field almost like if you haven't played over the line, you better learn what over the line is, because that's pretty much a game of threes, right? But I think it's only 2 guys, right? And then a pitcher. So technically it's like a pitcher, fielder. So yeah, it is 3, right? But you're pretty much only allowed to hit the ball what would be between the shortstop and the second baseman through the middle of the field. You just have to turn that, right? And just figure out ways to beat those guys. But for the main part of what we're talking about here, how do I hit it over those guys' heads? That needs to be your main focus, right? Like, not just like, how do I hit it by those guys, but what's the ultimate thing? Hit a bomb. Yeah. Like, did I ask my guys last night? I was like, okay, so I forgot who the guy's name example was, but it was like, let's say Tiger goes up to the plate and he has 4 at-bats. He goes 4 for 4. What does he hit 4 of? I heard single, I heard double, I heard hard hit ball. Nobody said home run until I got it out. I'm like, no, dude. Like ideally, what would be the perfect game ever? You go 4 for 4 with 4 jacks.
For absolute pimp jobs.
Right?
And on the third one, I'm throwing my bat over the dugout. I don't need this.
Yes.
Give me yours. Give me your bat.
This guy. Like,
yes.
Give me a new one.
Yeah.
That's what we want, right? So, like, what would your game plan be to do that as a internet hitter, right? Like, that's your job. Right?
Well, don't hurt the internet, because they're still thinking about their back elbow as they launch the ball, right?
Oh my God, I could hear a dad, like, he was not disagreeing what I was saying, but I could hear like all of the information that he had probably told his kid, and he was just like, oh, like we were talking about elbows and shoulders and stuff like that. And he was like, I wanted him so tall, and it's like, I totally get what you want him to do now and stuff. And once you tell kids, it's like ground balls work in 8-year-old baseball because everyone's bad, right? You have to remember that. And like the dads always laugh. They're always like, this is true. They're not good. They're not good at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So in essence, I'm going to get off my hitting soapbox because I've been standing on it pretty tall, right?
Okay. No, it's been fun.
You guys like listen to what John and I are going to talk about for the remainder of this podcast, right? As if you were trying to chunk things together, and not big ideas, but just like little chunks. Because that's what you guys have to do to like get better out of your hitting coaches. Because it's not about even your pitching coaches, it's like whatever it is. But like you have to learn how to chunk information together and not try to absorb all at once. Because most of the time, John is probably going to layer you one layer at a time, because he wants you to understand bits of information. Okay, you got that? Now I put on more. You got that? And now we go more. That's how you guys have to learn how to learn.
Yeah, we did advanced PT last night with our Trotsky National 13U team. This is my professional 12-year-old team when I started with these boys. And they're just not used to spin rate doors. And then they were able to play inside the level system of we do of level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the youngest lefty in here that doesn't play on that team, but was there for advance last night, was just he just wants level 5 the whole time. So he only, everybody else starts level 1 fastballs. He's like, let's go. Like, he doesn't even care anymore. All he wants to do is compete inside the space. And it's funny because he started off getting carved up, and then now it's gotten to the point where he doesn't even realize that he's doing better because there's no more strikeouts. I'm not striking him out anymore. He's off the end of the bat. He's around it, right? And then when we go to machine on the next level, he just takes absolute man hacks and really just tries to find his driver, like the distance of it. And then when he gets in with me, last night was the first night that there was like a little bit of a hanging cutter inside on him. We're talking 12-year-old lefty, small, right? And he tomahawked it over the first baseman. And we play on the big field, the big fields. He hit it 260 with a drop 5 over the first baseman. I go, that's a legit double. Like about 10 foot off the right field line. Like a real just.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that could be a triple.
Yeah.
Could all the way in the corner in Boston like that.
Fast if he's
yeah, for sure.
He's fast.
And it's funny because that's the whole game he plays when he goes to tournaments. I'm like, what are you best at in the field? He's like, right center. I'm like, do it every time until you see the center fielder standing in the right center gap.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Hit it. You better rip it though.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you see them pitching that, he goes, yeah, just go down the line. I'm like, okay.
And like that's totally fine to be good at that for a long time. Like that's totally okay. But as long as you're building up how to like avoid being that only guy, because then you're I already forgot his name. Joey Gallo.